problem. So let's think about this problem. Let me think. How about 847, and let's take that number and divide it by 3. What does that mean? 847 divided by 3, what does it mean?
To break 847 down into 3 groups.
What kind of groups?
Equal.
Yes, I have 847, I have a group. Now I want to break that 847 into 3 equal groups. The groups must be equal, okay? What's my largest place value in this number? Ireland?
The 100.
The hundreds. I'm always going to start on my largest place value. How many hundreds do I have?
8.
8. So in my brain, I'm thinking, I have 8 hundreds, okay? If I have 8 of something, how many groups of 3 can I make?
2.
2. But what place am I in?
100.
100. So instead of just 2, it'll be
200.
200. Perfect. And we write that right here. What is 3 groups of 200?
600.
600. And I put that here. If I started with 847, and I put 600 into groups, what do I have left to still put into groups? Yeah.
You have 247.
All right, and how did you get that?
Because 7 minus 0 is 7, 4 minus 0 is 4, and 8 minus 6 is 2.
We're going to take that 600 out, so that's subtraction, because if we're removing part of the group, it's subtraction. Yes, ma'am?
I never really got this way at all.
Really?
It doesn't really make sense. I never got it.
How come?
Because like all the groups and then all the multiplying and then I get the subtraction. I just don't get like.
Okay. Can I draw a picture to help you? Okay. I'm going to draw a picture to help you, Ireland. It's going to be a simple picture because remember in mathematics we draw very simple pictures to help us understand the problem, which is different from in our class where we draw very detailed pictures. Hundreds, tens, and ones. How many hundreds did I have?
8.
8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many tens?
4.
How many ones?
7.
Does that picture make sense? This picture is showing me that I have 8 hundreds, I have 4 tens, I have 7 ones. In division, Ireland, we always start with the largest place value. So I'm looking here and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hundreds. Just like I had said here, I have 8 hundreds. I want to know how many groups of 3 I can make in that hundreds place. There's a group of 3. There's a group of 3. Can I make another group of 3? No, so I can make 2 groups of 3 in the hundreds place. So it's actually 200.
But where did you get the 6 again?
Where did I get the 6? Well, I made 2 groups of 3, so let's look at how many hundreds I put into groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 into the groups.
It's 2 groups of 3, and that's 6, but it's in the hundreds place.
Oh, I know it.
Does that kind of make sense? Okay, because you asked that question, I'm going to continue to use this picture to help me through this problem, okay? Because we can use the same picture when we get to the traditional algorithm if we get stuck. So now, Ireland, I have 247 left because I have 2 hundreds, 4 tens, and 7 ones. But I'm done in my hundreds place. So these 2 hundreds, they need to become tens. So I'm going to just move them over. 100 is the same as 10 tens. And I'm going to move this one over. Okay, so now look at how many tens I have. These are groups of 5, so it makes it easy for me to count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. How many tens do I have? Look at my tens column and everything in front of it. I have 24 tens. So I'm thinking I have 24 tens. If I have 24 of something, how many groups of 3 can I make? you think, Ariel?
0.
Pardon?
0.
0? Well, what would one group of 3 be? 3. So could I make one group of 3? If I have 24, can I make one group of 3? Let me try. There's a group of 3. Could I make another group of 3? Do I have enough to make another group of 3? Yes, I do. So what I'm really thinking here is I'm thinking, how many groups of 3 is going to get me as close as possible to 24 without going over? What times 3 can get me as close to 24 as I can get? What is 8 times 3?
24.
Okay, I could actually make 8 groups. But what place am I in? 10. So what would we call it? If it's 8 tens.
8.
80. Okay? Now, just because we have the picture, I want to prove it with my picture. One group of 3, here's another group of 3, another group of 3, another group of 3, another group of 3. Sometimes it gets a little tricky. Okay, I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups of 3. And 8 groups of 3 is 24, and it's in the tens place, so it's 24 tenths. Okay? Can you put that bookmark to the side? Thank you. What do I have left? Dalton?
7.
I have 7 left. Okay? Whew. And you can see I didn't have any 10s left over, so I just have my 7 ones. How many groups of 3 can I make if I have 7? Dalton?
2.
2 groups of 3 is?
6.
And what do I have left?
1.
Okay, let's take a closer look at that. I put a 2 out here, so I'm going to make 2 groups of 3. When I made 2 groups of 3, I put 6 into groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I had 1 left over, and it's right here. That 1 can't go into any groups because then my groups will not be equal. Okay? So what's my answer? My final answer. Haley?
282, remainder 1.
And what have we begun to notice about our answer? We've kind of started noticing something that's kind of made me think, maybe it's time to go traditional. What have we noticed, Dalton?
That all we do is just raise the line and we raise all the other stuff, like the 282.
You're jumping a little bit ahead of me, but there's a reason why we're starting to do that. What do you notice about this and this? Ireland?
That like whenever we get the numbers on the side, it's always the answer on the top.
It's the, what do we call it? 200 plus 80 plus 2 is the what of 282?
Quotient.
This is a quotient, yes. Do you remember?
Yes. No, not word form, but expanded.
Yes. When we start to get the expanded form, going along the side, we're ready for the traditional way of doing division.
For some reason, I was thinking expander.
Very similar, same root word. So we now have the expanded form out here. We have 200 plus 80 plus 2, which is the same as 282.
I was thinking
Okay,
that too.
so now we're going to make a transition. And we're going to do the same problem, but we're going to do it in the traditional algorithm.